This is Catherine from The Important Questions. Enjoy the episode.
Have you ever wondered how many pennies could fit in the room that you're currently in? Hello, friends. Welcome to the podcast where we discuss the topics you didn't know you needed. Here we ask the important questions. I'm your host, Catherine. Today, I'm joined by
Grant
and
Tsar Nicholas III.
And here is the scenario I propose to you. How many pencils could somebody have on them before you start to get suspicious?
I think that's a valid concern. If you've noticed, the stabbings with pencils have been growing ever recently, which Congress has failed to make any move on.
Yes.
You don't really realize this, but you can fit a lot of pencils in places where you just don't know. Consider a pencil vest. Considering that pencils are so small and thin, you can vertically line them up correctly in a vest. That way you can have hundreds of pencils without anyone realizing it. And if you make the assumption that someone is fat, that could all just be pencils. You're never safe. They're always watching. They are coming for you. They are going to stab you with lead and wood.
So how many pencils? Like, imagine this. You're walking through the hall and you're passing by people. Like, you're going opposite directions. You see somebody, right? They have a pencil case. Okay, that's normal. All right, whatever. You see somebody. They're holding a handful of pencils. Isn't that a little suspicious?
I don't know about a handful.
Okay, let's bump it up then. Like, they have two handfuls.
Okay.
Is that suspicious?
I think it would depend on like some other factors. How are they acting? Are they acting like
they're just walking through the
suspiciously
hall?
walking with
They're just
pencils?
walking.
Okay. I don't know if two handfuls of pencils would really make me suspicious, but I think what he was mentioning about some pencils not being visible is interesting, because if the question is just how many pencils would somebody have to make me suspicious, well, if I can't see all of the pencils that they have on their person, then I could be unsuspicious even if they have a suspicious number of pencils on them.
Okay, so some more parameters. All the pencils are like in sight. Like if you did a 360 of this person, you would be able to see all the pencils. Having on them qualifies as holding them in your hands or like arms, I guess if they have that many, and in your pockets. Backpacks do not count, and pencil pouches do count.
Well, if you think about it, if you keep the pencils in the case, it will look less suspicious, because then, you just bought a pack of pencils. And if you have like 5, maybe you're moving them from one place to another. People wouldn't bat an eye on that. So if you correctly have it in a correct way, I think you could carry maybe a solid 100 pencils before someone starts getting suspicious, considering of how small pencils can get and just how many are in a pack.
If somebody's walking down the hall and they have 2 handfuls of number 2 pencils, you're not gonna kind of give them a little side eye, be like, what is going on there?
I might wonder what they're doing, but I don't know if I would be that suspicious, but I might be curious as to what they have all these pencils for.
If you think about it, people are going to be distracted by other things too while walking down the hallway. As long as you're not flaunting the pencils. I mean, someone could be thinking about the trout population and how concealed pencil murders keep happening, and how does that affect our trout population? A valid concern.
And the effect it has on the socio-economic climate.
Of course.
Yeah.
I never thought about it that way.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's bump it up a little bit. They have 2 handfuls of pencils, and they have their front pockets and their back pockets loaded with pencils. As they're walking by you, pencils are falling out of their pockets. Is that not suspicious?
I think at that point, I'd be pretty wondering what's going on.
Yeah. I agree. As someone as vigilant as me, Tsar Nicholas III, I believe that if I saw someone walking with that many pencils, I'd be like, are they one of those pencil serial killers I keep hearing about?
Mm-hmm. So where's the line? Where's the line from being not suspicious to being suspicious?
I'd say since the handful's already pushing it, especially with the recent uprise in crime, that perhaps maybe one handful, or maybe carrying not a whole 2 handfuls, but maybe light grip, not halfway grip. You're still able to wrap your hand and get your thumb across like your knuckles.
Right.
Well, not your knuckles, your fingies.
What about you, Grant? Where do you draw the line?
Like I said, I think it depends on like how these pencils are being carried.
Mhm.
Like I think if you had like 100 or more pencils, but they were like still packaged and you're just like carrying the packages, I don't think that's very suspicious. But I think that same amount, but like scattered throughout your person in weird ways, would definitely be suspicious.
Okay.
So it's a matter of how we carry them.
Yes.
Yeah. Me personally, if they have like a whole bunch of different types of pencils, like with the weird like outsides, you know what I'm talking, like with all the weird patterns on them, then I'd say like, I don't know, maybe 10 pencils before I get so like a handful, I would say. But like if they're all the same, any more than like 10 in like their pockets is like, okay. I think you just ransacked somebody. I feel like the same thing for the other pencils too, but like I don't know. Any more than 10, I feel like you just ransacked like just a whole bunch of people for their pencils.
But then why would they have?
Exactly.
added the
So that's why
pencils?
it's suspicious.
Ah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Especially with the rise of pencil stabbings, we've
Yeah.
been saying.
Any other thoughts?
Did you know that Caesar himself was stabbed by pencils? You know how dangerous it is? A man of such a high stature stabbed by 28 pencils. Think about that. 28
That's a
pencils,
lot of
all
pencils.
stabbed in his back.
Are you
And
saying that we could be having another Caesar event going on if somebody is
we
carrying many
very
pencils?
well could have another Rome on our hands? And most importantly, how does this affect the trout population?
Join us next week where we discuss what Mr. Watts would do with a dictatorship